It said Diddy's gonna be spiking the soap like a football as soon as he gets in the shower. Like, I dropped it.
What y'all gonna do?
He's way
Come
too
and get
excited.
it.
Maybe that's why. Maybe he's just really excited to have prison freak offs. Will Diddy have freak offs in prison?
He's gonna be in prison talking about sweet.
Diddy is finally indicted on sex trafficking, racketeering, and kidnapping charges.
Boom. Dun, 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 dun.
Almost a year since the Cassie lawsuit. You know, he paid out $30 million after she publicly sued him in a civil suit. And, you know, all the nasty details were out to the public. And soon after, months later, he was raided by the feds. Yeah. And we were just, you know, it was just a matter of time before they came knocking on his door again to arrest his ass, man.
Yeah. They said from the indictment is from 2008 to the present, and members of his whole enterprise have been alleged of engaging in sex trafficking, forced labor, interstate transportation for purposes of prostitution, coercion and enticement to engage in prostitution, narcotics offenses, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice.
Damn.
Yeah.
They got him, man. They got him on a lot of counts. The indictment also mentions the now famous freak-off parties he was having, calling them elaborate and produced sex performances that Combs arranged, directed, masturbated during, and often electronically recorded. They said they have some of the recordings. The indictment alleges, you know, he would lure women into his orbit under the pretense of a romantic relationship, then would use force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sex acts with male commercial sex workers. The indictment references what was seized during the raids at Diddy's homes in Beverly Hills and Miami, and they say various freak-off supplies was confiscated, including narcotics, more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant. They also seized firearms, including 3 AR-15s with defaced serial numbers and a drum magazine.
Jeez.
Crazy. So he was running a whole like sex ring operation. It seems like, for real, which is actually insane, man. 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube.
Listen, he is who we thought he was.
Can't stop, won't stop. They stopped him for now.
He is who we thought he was.
Freaky ass nigga.
They said that from a drug standpoint, cocaine, oxy, Xanax, GHB, the date rape drug, MDMA, and ketamine.
Damn.
They had it all, man. They had it all. But this is a freaky ass man. 1,000 bottles of lube at your crib? That's nuts. Like,
that is nuts. That's extremely excessive. Like, how many Costco's did his team have to go to?
No, this man was ordering straight from the factory. Like, wherever it is that they make lube at, like whatever kind of tree it comes from, whatever kind of sap from the pine tree or whatever they use to make that shit, he was growing it. He had a plantation.
Bro, they finally got the diddler, man. That's crazy. Like, they had to throw those those details in there just to know how fucking creepy this man is. So they said that he even had IVs for like vitamin drips to give to people to recover, so they can recover from the freak off activities, which is crazy.
Dog, it's really bad. It's really bad. They say that in 2013. Since there were like public allegations and things, he and his crew, they were pressuring victims and witnesses to stay silent. Like they were trying to bribe them and everything like that. So that could also be included in some of the indictment.
Yeah.
It's a mess. It's a mess. Well, tell me this. Why do you think he stayed? Like, why do you think he stayed like in the US? He in fact turned himself in.
Yeah.
Like, why do you think? Because he could have been like Russell Simmons and gone over to Thailand or whatever. Like, why stay here?
I think he Okay, I feel okay. We saw the video of him beating the shit out of Cassie, in a hotel during broad daylight. I feel like he just feels like he's been getting away with shit for his whole life. He has a warped sense of self. I think he feels like he could fight the case, or a lot of those tapes, man. He can get to snitching. He can get to snitching real quick. Which I mean, it seems like that'll be hard to do, because he has been promoting himself as this party guy, and I'm the one who coordinates this. I'm the guy who does all this shit. Like, you can't beat your chest and puff your chest out for fucking 30 years and then point the finger and take a plea. But who knows? Maybe that's his plan. I'm not sure. I think he's just super cocky. They did deny his bail request, so they called him a flight risk. And said also, he's a risk to be violent as well. So they took, I think they took like his whole family's passport. So
yeah, they did anywhere. Everybody's passport. Yeah. That's just crazy.
He took his baby's passport. They say.
Listen, see, he should never called himself Brother Love.
I think he did that to trick the people. You know what I mean? These people. They're sick in the head. He's like, if I present this to the public, then it did work. I mean, we've seen all of our favorite artists and celebrities hugged up with Diddy over our whole lifetime.
Everyone, yeah,
every single one.
I mean, listen, is he a terrible human being based on this information? Yeah, he really is. He's going to be in jail with Weinstein and R. Kelly and Trump and all these other fuckers out there. Like they're all going to be in the penthouse suites over in Rikers. But he was a legend. That's why we saw him with all these different people.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what else comes out, who they have at these freak offs, because I was talking to Nat about it. I think that for the most part, and I would assume at these types of events, it was probably men either in business or entertainment that he was affiliated with that were participating.
I mean, Kevin Lyles, the VP, I think over at Atlantic, the music executive, stepped down
immediately.
Randomly.
Immediately, the second this stuff happened, a few hours later, he stepped down.
Yeah.
So his ass was in there getting freaky with it.
Yeah. With the baby oil and lube and ketamine and all the other shit. It's crazy. It's sick to think about this. We talk about the music industry and how dark it is. And this is the reality of probably some of the darkest sides of the entertainment industry of what goes on. Do you think we get a Diddy R. Kelly collab in prison? They've collabed in the past.
Listen, they're going to collab in ways that none of us want to see. Listen, I don't know who's going to be on the top, who's going to be on the bottom. I don't know what bunk they're choosing, but they're definitely going to be collabing, I'm sure.
We posted a meme and said Diddy's going to be spiking the soap like a football as soon as he gets in the shower. Like, I dropped it.
What y'all gonna do?
He's way
Come
too
and
excited.
get it.
Maybe that's why. Maybe he's just really excited to have prison freak offs. Will Diddy have freak offs in prison?
He's gonna be in prison talking about sweet. Chow time, boys.
Oh my God. Diddy already took 4 showers today. Like, can't stop, won't stop. Okay.
Oh my God.
He's freaky as hell, man. I think this is sick.
It's terrible. It's terrible, man.
Do you think other people will get charged? Because it seems like it's only in the beginning.
I don't know. Like you said, if they have this much evidence, and the thing is, everybody knew this was coming. Mm-hmm. When they raid your house, they're doing it because they believe they're going to find something. They found whatever they wanted. They took all this shit out of your house.
Yeah.
And then they waited for 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. And then they gave you a call. They gave you a courtesy call and said, listen, either you come in or we come and get you. So you have to think that for him, if he was smart, once they raided the house, this lawyer, they started talking and he was like, what can I do? Because they're going to get me. What are my options?
Yeah.
And they start coming up with a name, a list of names.
Yeah.
That's what my assumption would be, because you have to have something to give them if you're trying to knock down the years.
Yeah.
Diddy's what, 50 something? So if they about to put him in jail for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, he might never see daylight again.
Yeah. He might not. We'll see if they, I feel like the feds, usually when they charge people, their conviction rate is like 90 something %.
Yeah.
So they definitely have enough to convict him, I would assume. I think anyone who buys 1,000 bottles of lube should go to jail. like just get flagged. Like, you're doing too much. You know what I mean? Unless you like own like regulated, like a pornography company. It's just like, okay, this is our year's supplies. If you're just a private citizen and just work in the music industry, what do you need all that lube for?
Listen, I don't know. But R. Kelly got 20 years.
Okay.
And he's 57.
And he has other cases, right? I think.
Yeah, I think they got some other shit. They might tack on more years after that, but he should be out around mid 70s if things go the way that he would probably hope that they go.
Yeah.
I think Diddy's going to be in a similar situation. He's going to be an old ass man if he gets out.
Yeah, I think the Diddy shit is worse because of, I don't know, the longevity of the crimes, and also it seems like it's really coordinated. And we talked about in the Cassie lawsuit how she said he blew up Kid Cudi's car. Like, you can only imagine the other shit he was doing.
Yeah, because they do list a number of different charges and things like that. His definitely leans a little bit more to the violent side than what Kells was, found guilty of. But I don't know. It's hard to say at this point which was worse, because I think both are horrible. I mean, with Kells, he was literally like grooming these girls, and then like he was prosecuted for child pornography. Like, it was a lot of stuff in the same sort of vein. Like, he was moving women across state lines and all that kind of thing too. It was definitely like prostitution, kidnapping, like all those things were similar. But again, I think Diddy's was a little bit more to the violent side. And we saw the video with Cassie. You talked about the exploding car and all this other stuff. Who knows what we don't know about?
Yeah.
Imagine they find him guilty of like Biggie's murder, Tupac's murder, some shit like that. That'll fucking break the internet.
Subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Spotify, follow on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok,
all the apps. We're everywhere. We are everywhere.